weekend. We throw a party in the hills for fun.
Hey everybody, Paul Turner here with a new episode of The Drop, episode 20 to be exact. And if this is your first time here at The Drop, then let me tell you, The Drop is about me looking at the Christian music that dropped last week and how you can use it in your youth ministry this week. So thanks for tagging along for the ride this week. So lots of great albums dropped this past week and lots of ways to use it in your youth ministry. Let's start off with an artist with her second album, Hollyn, and One-Way Conversations.
You gotta love with your life, like a fire burning strong, till the night is come and gone.
Hollyn is on Go-To Records, and let me tell you what, she is the new voice, I think, of millennials, because she just has that sound, she has that quality, she has a lot of great music. Her first album was really excellent. You could play things like, you could let the whole album play, but really, if you play it, Love With Your Life, the Capital Kings remix version is excellent. Party in the Hills with Andy Mineo and Stephen Malcom, also excellent songs. And also Can't Live Without, also a great song to play as your kids are coming in. If you're looking for good Bible study songs, let me tell you what, this is crammed with three really girl empowering songs. And Hollyn really knows how to get to the core of that. She just brings a sense of raw honesty to the table that I think your girls will appreciate. Songs like Lovely, Go, and Waiting For. All three of these songs are super empowering that I think your girls will really connect with. If you're looking for something in the arts, let me recommend In Awe. Now, I know we joke about these things, but if you're looking for something, if your kids are into dance or any kind of interpretive dance, things like that, I know we make jokes about it, but this really is one of those songs that you could use to do like a little drama, like a little something there, maybe a one-person, two-person heaven kind of thing, this awe kind of feeling that you could create. But also I'd use the song In Awe maybe for a time of altar time as well, something that you could bring kids into to simply reflect upon or to think about the awesomeness of God, or just use it as a song where kids are interactive somehow, that you can provide something at the end where kids are expressing how they think God is so awesome to them. Let me also recommend that Hollyn does have a video, Love With Your Life. It's a lyric video, but it does have her singing on it, so it's kind of cool. You can use that to also play as kids are coming into the youth room. Moving on, let's move on to David Dunn and Yellow Balloons. This is my first time connecting with David Dunn's music, but as I was scrolling through, found his music and started to play it, man, I really connected with it. His voice reminds me of an artist that I grew up with, John Gibson. Very cool stuff there. But if you're listening to kind of a fresh sound, he's really got it. It reminds me a little bit of Danny Goki, which I kind of featured last time, but it's just a little bit more raw, and I really enjoy that. Songs you can play, kids coming in, things like Kingdom and Open Arms make for great songs coming in. Also for Bible study, if you're looking for some good Bible study stuff, I recommend Ruins, which really talks about how to use the stuff you go through and how God can use that in your life, how God turns those terrible things that happen to us into good things and uses it for His glory and for our benefit. Also, there is just a heart-wrenching song called Yellow Balloons. And to be honest, I don't know whether the song is reflective of David's life or he's writing it for somebody else, but it's talking about the death of a child. And it is super powerful. It will make you cry. I'll just tell you right now, if you listen to it, if you have children, you'll just sit there and weep for a little while, and that's perfectly okay. But the song is there, and it really helps. That'd be a great Bible study song just to say, look, how do we process pain? How do we process this? How would you deal with this if it was your child? How would you struggle with God over that? And really, that's what He does in the song. And so that would make also a great Bible study song, phenomenal song that you can use for worship and or your altar time, and that will be Grace Will Lead Me Home. It is such a cool song, such a great song, a reminder of God's grace. I can't recommend that enough. That's my jam lately. Went out walking to it the other day, and it just was gripping me, man. So it's a great song. Also, David does have a video. There's a link, by the way, that if you are signed up for the Fresh Impact newsletter, I send out the notes and I put the links in there to some of the stuff so you can be able to find it. But I Want to Go Back, which is also, you could use that as a Bible study and really combine it with something like Stressed Out by 21 Pilots. because it talks about wanting to go back to the time of innocence, wanting to go back to the time of where our faith was so pure, to go back to that time of Jesus loves me, this I know, and God having the whole world in his hands, where things were super, super simple and not so complicated. So those two songs might be able to complement one another. If you want to talk about going with kids, just going back to when they were younger and how less complicated life was. Let's move on now to Stephen Malcom.
Yeah, I need some Fruit Loops, maybe some Lucky Charms. Never can have too much.
Stephen Malcom is fairly new to the game, as they say, but he is bringing it like a pro in this. This is just a really good album as far as just it's not, I want to say it's a party album. It's a fun album. It's a real album. It's an honest album. And songs in your youth room, things like Hot Boy and Fire and Let's Get It are all good songs. Bible study wise, there's a song on there called Struggle, which I recommend for maybe using with your young men, where he talks about his fight with lust and pornography. Would make a good deep subject to dive into. Also, there's a song in there, and it is so cool. And listen, it is called Serial. Now, if you remember some old KJ52 songs back in the day where he'd rap about, cartoon characters or things like that. Well, this is all about cereal. And if this does not inspire you to do some sort of cereal night using this song, you might want to check your pulse, because let me tell you, this is a fun song to use for any kind of cereal game that you may have. In fact, I'm thinking about putting together a little package together. So if you are not signed up for the Fresh Impact newsletter, I think I want to get signed up for it, because I think there's some goodies going to be coming in that package for the next one that goes out. There is, if you want to know more about Stephen Malcom, I think it's a great little testimony for your kids to look at. This is a guy who says that he grew up with early Lecrae music back in 2010, and the impact that Lecrae had upon his life, and now he is now rapping. And how many people has obviously Lecrae inspired, and now we're kind of seeing that as part of that fruition there of the seeds that were sown. It has a little video on there called Get to Know Stephen Malcom, and that's a link that I have in the show notes. In fact, I'll put it down in the link down below in the description. Also, there's a song that Malcom does with Party in the Hills with Hollyn and Andy Mineo. Great song to have while kids are coming in. Last but not least, I want to throw a little bit of curveball at you guys. All these things have been rap and hip hop and maybe some slow jam and all that kind of stuff. But I want to throw a little something extra in there for you, and that is Darin and Brooke Alrdrige. Darin and Brooke Alrdrige are country focused, but a lot of it is bluegrass style, one of my favorite styles of music. Not necessarily a fan of all the country music that's out there, because it all sounds very similar. That's why I like bluegrass a little bit more. But songs like this, if you're, hey, look, if you want to turn your kids onto something really different, turn them on to something like this and play songs like Kingdom Come, Mississippi Mountains, Cumberland Plateau, all really good songs just to have played on the stereo. I would encourage you, by the way, that if you are from a different place, that people that don't like maybe country music, maybe you're from up north, not saying that northern people don't like country music, but give it a try. Play something opposite and let your kids kind of experience it and see what kind of feedback you get. In fact, go ahead and play something really opposite and tell me, maybe down in the comments down below, and tell me a little bit of what happened, how your kids reacted to a different style of music than they're used to. As far as worship songs, they have a great worship song there called Sacred Lamb. You could use that as far as just as a worship song in your youth ministry, but you could also use it as in the arts. It makes for a great little drama, maybe a little something maybe for Easter that's coming up soon. Also, there's songs like Heaven. Heaven Just Got Sweeter. It's a great song about a grieving daughter whose father is passing away. And I know this is all very graveyard and all that, but let me just say, it's just a great song to listen to talk about loved ones who have gone on before into heaven. It makes for a great drama. It makes for even maybe a great Bible study to talk about what it means that when others pass away, what's it like for us maybe to long for that time to be with them. Also in videos, there's a great Kingdom Come. They do that live. So link down in the description below as well. And that's it. Those are my picks for the week. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me for a little while. If you like this video, by the way, hit the thumbs up button. That's when you like the video and you want more of them. If you're brand spanking new, by the way, and you'd love to get more videos like this in your inbox, please be sure to hit the my head over there somewhere in a circle, and you will subscribe, and that will get videos to you. As well, if you're a regular, thanks so much for hanging out. Appreciate you guys being here. And I'll see you guys next time when I'm making some more videos just for you guys and your youth ministry. So I'll talk to you guys later. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.
Craving them frosted flakes. Why is that? Because they're great.